The Mini 4 Pro is a $799 under 249-gram drone with 7,424 reviews. Owners love it, but battery life is the divide. Here is the core question. Does this small DJI actually feel like a pro camera drone? Or are you paying mostly for the Mini name? The owner data points to a very strong yes, with one practical warning that matters before checkout. This first product shot is important because it shows the exact kind of bundle in the listing, the Mini 4 Pro with the RCN2 style controller. That controller does not have its own screen, so your phone is part of the flying setup. The reason this drone gets attention is not just that it is small. It combines the under 249-gram body with 4K 60 frames per second HDR vertical video, omnidirectional obstacle sensing, and a 20-kilometer FHD transmission claim on the listing. That combination matters because beginners are not just buying image quality, they are buying confidence. Owners repeatedly describe it as easy to get flying, and several say they were posting photos and videos very soon after setup. The imaging graphic is where the Mini 4 Pro starts to separate itself from basic starter drones. It calls out 4K 60 HDR, true vertical shooting, 4K 100 frames per second slow motion, and 48 megapixel RAW photos, which is clearly aimed at creators, not just toy drone buyers. My take: the vertical 4K angle is the feature that makes the most practical sense. If your end product is shorts, reels, TikTok, or travel clips for a phone screen, shooting vertical in-camera saves the quality loss and awkward cropping later. But the camera is only half the story. The reviews mention performance 300 times, and the majority of those mentions are positive. Owners are not just saying the footage looks good. They are saying the drone feels capable in the air. The obstacle sensing photo shows exactly what DJI is selling here. A small drone surrounded by sensing zones, moving through a tight forest-like space. Owner feedback mostly supports that safety story, especially for larger obstacles and beginner confidence. Still, this is not magic armor. One owner complaint says obstacle avoidance did not save the drone from a tree, and another notes small branches can be a problem. So the takeaway is confidence, not permission to fly carelessly. The real-world appeal is obvious in moving shots. A compact drone that can follow, frame, return home, and transmit a live view while staying travel-friendly. That is why this feels like more than a beginner toy on paper. Now, the buying decision gets interesting. If you compare it to typical, smaller or older mini drones, the Mini 4 Pro is not trying to win only on weight. It is trying to win on sensors, video modes, tracking, and transmission. The supplied comparison chart positions the Mini 4 Pro against the Mini 3 Pro and Mini 3. The visible difference is clear. The Mini 4 Pro column gets 4K 60 HDR, 4K 100 frames per second slow motion, 10-bit D-Log-M and HLG, DJI O4 transmission, and omnidirectional sensing. That explains the price better than a generic spec list. For someone who only wants occasional vacation clips, the cheaper class may be enough. But for someone who wants vertical video, tracking, and safer obstacle awareness, the upgrade has a real job. Now look at the social proof. 4.5 stars across 7,424 ratings. That is not a tiny sample. Even more telling, the owner summary data shows video quality, ease of use, obstacle avoidance, stability, and features all coming up again and again. Let that sink in. Video quality has 138 customer mentions, and 130 of them are positive in the provided summary. That is the kind of pattern that usually means the camera is doing what buyers expected it to do. But here is the midpoint reality check. The same owner data that makes this drone look easy to recommend also tells you exactly where people get frustrated. The verdict depends on whether that frustration matters for how you fly. The strongest praise is performance. There are 300 performance mentions, with 256 positive in the provided summary. Owners describe it as an impressive piece of technology, and one newer pilot said they were flying and sharing clips almost immediately. That ease matters because drones can intimidate first-time buyers. Here, 119 customers mention ease of use, and 111 are positive. The recurring owner voice is simple. Setup and basic flying feel approachable, even if you are new. The feature collage also highlights Active Track 360, night scene capability, 20-kilometer FHD transmission, 1.07 billion colors, and advanced return to home. Those are the kinds of extras owners point to when they say the drone feels worth the money. What impressed me most in the feedback is that the praise is not one-dimensional. People are not only saying the image is sharp, they are also talking about stability, range, intelligent modes, and how quickly they could learn the controls. Now for the part that keeps this from being a blind recommendation. Battery life is the most cited drawback in the data. It has 74 customer mentions, and the provided split is more negative than positive, 47 negative versus 27 positive. That does not mean every owner hates the battery. Some owners pushed the drone hard and still felt it was worth the money. But a consistent group reports shorter than advertised life, charging trouble, or battery-related frustration. The box image adds another practical detail. This listing shows one intelligent flight battery, and it says the battery charger is sold separately. It also labels the RCN2 controller, which means you should plan on using your phone as the screen. So the warning is not dramatic, it is practical. If you imagine long, uninterrupted flight sessions from a single included battery, owner feedback says to lower that expectation. Battery life is where the Mini 4 Pro feels least frictionless. Before the verdict, there are 4 things to know. First, the under 2.4 9-gram design is a convenience advantage, but drone rules still depend on location and use. The listing itself tells you to check local laws before flying. The folded close-up shows why travelers like this category. It is compact, clean, and visibly built around portability. But the same photo also reminds you that those small prop arms and sensors still need careful handling, especially around trees or tight spaces. The under 2.49 gram marketing image is useful, but do not treat it as universal permission. The listing notes that regulatory requirements can vary, and commercial flights or different battery choices can change what you need to do. There is also not a lot of deep long-term ownership data in the summary. The closest after the honeymoon signal is battery anxiety, complaints about charging, battery tabs, and charge behavior showing up after only a few insertions for some buyers. So who should buy it? If you want a highly portable camera drone for travel, vertical video, beginner-friendly flying, and serious-looking footage, the owner feedback strongly points positive. If you mainly want long sessions on one battery, think harder. Verdict: the DJI Mini 4 Pro looks like one of the strongest mini drones for creators who want capability without a big aircraft. I would buy it for travel footage and vertical content, but I would budget around the battery limitation from day one. Drop your real battery experience in the comments, because that is the one owner data gap buyers need most. And if you are deciding between this and a cheaper mini model, the comparison review is the next one to watch.